Well, guys, take a look at the fridge. What do you think I'm going to be doing today? Nothing. And why is that? Because I'm going to do another fast. So as you guys probably, if you follow me, you know I do some fasting, and I'll talk more about that later. But today's the 3rd of January. This morning is when the video came out that you would have just watched. Not this one, of course, but the other one. And we'll see how it goes. How long I'm going to do it for, I have no idea. Like the longest one I've done is 21 days, but we'll see. Anyways, I took my hoodie off and everything, but it's just too damn cold, so I gotta put my hoodie back on, and I'm gonna make a cup of coffee and head outside. I have no idea what's going on with the weather. There must be a cold front coming down here because it's been extremely cold in the camper at nighttime. I woke up yesterday and it was 10 degrees Celsius, and it was 12 degrees Celsius this morning when I woke up. So what is that, 54? 12 degrees is 54. They say it's going to be by the late afternoon, like 3 or 4 p.m. It's supposed to go up to 19, which is 65, 66, 65, 66. Yeah. I should just keep doing it in Celsius and you guys can figure it out. But anyways, it's, I don't know what's going on. Like some days it's like extremely, like I expect the desert to be cold at night. And that's not a surprise to me. During the day, it gets pretty damn warm. And at nighttime, as soon as that sun goes over that mountain over there, I mean, it's like hoodie on and toque on. But for the last 3 days, it hasn't been all that warm around here. And I looked at the long range, and I mean, even for the next week, it's going to be cool. So there must be something going up. I haven't asked about the family up north there if there's a cold front coming down and pushing the cold air down. I don't know. But yeah, I can't. Oh man, I got to turn this thing around. You guys got to see the sky. It is a pretty cool looking sky though. Look at the clouds. Look at the swirling. So like I was saying before in the camper, I try to do a fasting. Sometimes I'm really good at it, and I do one every 2 months, and then but I haven't done one in about 4 months now. So what I normally try to do is, well, I normally just drink water out of my freshwater tank. I've done that from day one. I did try last year when I was traveling with Laura. You probably remember I had those 20-liter water jugs. But you know what? I just couldn't find a spot in the truck camper to put it. It was just too bulky. I know now I have a trailer, so I can put it in there. But to be honest, I don't mind just drinking out of my tank. Every year, like I always get potable water, but every year I put in just about a whole jug of Javix in the fresh water, fill it up, turn all my taps on until I smell the Javix coming out, and I leave it for 24 hours, and then I put 3 fresh flushes through the entire system, and I do that every year. And I don't have a problem with that. I've never been sick, never had an issue with it. But the problem is right now where I am in Quartzsite, I haven't done it yet, but because of water, I don't want to just be going in and out every 4 or 5 days just to get water, because I still need my water for my shower and stuff like that. So I bought a couple of gallon jugs and then a 24 pack of bottles. So I don't, like I said, I don't normally do that, but because I don't want to have to go into town just to get fresh water for this rig, I'm trying to save my water, just like I do with my batteries, right? For my propane. I'll heat up my hot water tank off batteries to save the propane for the furnace and the fridge. I'm doing the same for the water. I'm just trying to use bottled water for now. That way I can save the water in the camp or on the camper for showers. And because I don't like wasting. Like, to me, the plastic bottles is just a waste. And I don't know, maybe now for a little bit I can buy one of those 20-liter jugs and just leave it in the camper. But you know, if I'm only going to be fasting for a week or 2 weeks, what's the big deal? So so far I've had about 5 showers since I've been here. I've been here about 2 weeks now, and I've had about 5 showers, and I still got enough, I think, for 2 more showers before I'm gonna have to unhook the trailer. The truck and the trailer are still hooked up, and then go into town. It's called Pit Stop, I believe it's called, and they have everything there. I go there because it's just convenient. I think to fill up the tank on here is like $6, and it's well water, plus they put it through filter, so perfect for drinking water. But I'm just, like I said, if I'm going to drive down this road, come off here, and like I said, well, you've seen it already, I'd rather just leave the truck here and take the side-by-side, so I don't mind going to town to get supplies and pick up a couple 1-gallon water and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing anyways. So yeah, I'm figuring probably in the next 4 days to 5 days I'm gonna have to unhook the trailer and take the truck into town to get water. I hope the wind's not gonna affect too much, guys. But I took that reflector off the back. A buddy of mine, Fred, you know Fred by now, he mentioned maybe the reflector's holding the heat in. I was putting my hand back there and no, there was no heat. But what I did notice is this wire guard going around the globe was actually pushed up against the globe. So I don't know whether it was holding the heat in, but now you can definitely see that crack pretty good there. So I don't know. I'm going to move to this side here because the wind's coming around the trailer there. I'm not sure whether or not the wire was holding the heat and it got hot from the wire. I don't know, but yeah. So now the wire, I was able to bend the wire off the globe so it's not touching anymore. Would that be, and it's the wire that's on the inside and it was touching right there. So could the wire have actually held the heat and that's what cracked the glass? To be honest, I never thought about checking that before I even lit it, to be honest, but I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously those globes are supposed to be meant to take heat, but don't know. It hasn't really cracked. So I took the globe off, bent the wire, and I lit it last night. It didn't crack anymore. So whether that's going to work for now or whatever, but I mean, it's got a crack, and as long as it doesn't fall out, right? Anyways. Okay, anybody's guess what this is, or was. I'll be honest, guys, I have no idea. No idea. Anyways, we're just slowly going up this road and heading up into the mountains there. and hopefully we keep finding some cool stuff. So quartzite's way over there. Number 10 highway runs along here, and west is that way. What does JJ see? Now that tin thing, you can just see it's right over there. You don't suppose at one time that was actually a ventilation shaft? What does JJ see? Ah, crap. Well, they dug this out, and then you can tell obviously it right along the seam here got weak, and this thing fell out. I really thought that was an added in there, guys. I'm sorry. Whoa. Trust me, I'm just as disappointed as you are. Oh well, I'm sure we're going to find something. We always seem to. God, I hope I just didn't jinx myself. So, here's something funny about the desert. Right now, it's about 72 or 22 degrees Celsius. If I'm standing here like this, I'm warm. And I took my hoodie off and stuff like this. But I'll tell you something. I don't know whether it's just because of the shape of the vehicle, all the air that comes up into here. When you're driving, not so much when I'm going slow and stuff like that, but when I'm driving, you know, fairly good, my ears get cold, believe it or not. So that's why I got the toque on. I just can't believe how gorgeous it is around here, little guys. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's keep moving. What's that right there? How cool is that rock formation? Oh, Jage. Jage. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Ah, crap. Well, this sure doesn't look natural, but again, I'm afraid we're not going to see a whole lot. Darn. Darn, darn, darn. I even brought my flashlight. Well, we're here now. I must check on the other side of this little hill here. And I actually have hikers on and not Crocs. Crap. Sorry guys. Darn it. Can't beat the view though. I see something shiny, not like gold, but a so there's glass or something, like right there. What's that stuff called? Pyrex, maybe? I'm not a rock guy, so I don't know. Whew. Getting warm now. All right, let's keep going. Wow. So yeah, the road just goes behind this rock right here, so it's definitely where we're headed. I'm going to see if I can shimmy down here. Well, we didn't get much further, guys. That's where we just came from right there, so that's about 300 yards away, and then this road here just does a circle and back out again. what do we got here? What did we have here? Why is this like this? Why are the posts like this? Who would go through the trouble? Okay. I'm thinking somebody pounded these posts in and then they put a tarp across here. They had some kind of shelter set up here. You can see how they gathered the wood. Maybe I should actually point this thing so you guys know what I'm talking about. You can see the wood they gathered. They got themselves a little fire pit. These posts, they would have, like I said, put tarps up. And they're protected by the rock here. Of course, my assumption again. JJ is assuming. Man, look how cool that looks. Come on, guys. Tell me that doesn't look cool. Oh, yeah. Very cool. Okay, what do we got going on over here? What do we got going on? I'm afraid when it comes to the mines, I don't see anything over here, guys. Look inside the cactus there. Man, oh man. Some pretty tough looking plants. Okay guys, the reason why I'm got the generator in here today, I noticed the last time I used it, it was surging on idle as long as I put it under load. Like as soon as I plugged it into the camper or something, it ran perfectly. So the idle circuit on this carburetor has got something in it, whether it's varnish from the fuel itself, because I mean, the more you use it, the better it is. If fuel sits in there too long, now I do use 91 in it. But I don't put stabilizer in my fuel tank, so I should actually get some. I try to go through within 2 months to 3 months. I'll take these cans and put them in my truck and burn them, and then fill them back up with 91 again. Because I put the 91 is in for the side-by-side, and I run 91 in the small generator here. But I'll just start it up, and so you'll know what I'm talking about here. I'm not going to plug it into my camper to show you that it smooths out and everything, but yeah, we'll click that there, choke. Splash my hand into something. You can hear it, guys. Yeah, so you can hear surging there. So it's my idle circuit. No, I'm an electrician, not a mechanic, so but it can't be that tough. I'm just going to take the carburetor right off. I was always really careful when I fueled it to not get any dirt in or something, but there's such small little orifices that something's plugging it, or like I said, just varnish off the fuel. Don't fall down. Go. Okay, what do you do there, bud? Did you just pop in there? What's going on with you? Here we go. That thing just kind of sticks in there. Not a very good design. Okay. Oh, great. Can I get the carb off there without ripping the whole thing apart? I might have to take the front. I have to pull this front cover off. It's in your pocket. And I mean, you guys would have, if you watched the videos, you've been following me for a while, you would have known that I bought this thing, I guess maybe 2 years ago now, but I haven't really used it all that much. And the last time I used it, that's when it started surging. And it wasn't, before that, it ran perfectly. The next time I go start it. But then like I said, there was a time there between that, I bet you I never used it for 8, 9, 10 months. So guys, I know this is not going to show up at all on the camera, but so this is your choke here. So when you're starting your small engine, that's going to be closed. And what's going to do is it's actually going to force the air to go in this port right here. And this is your throttle. So that's wide open. That's idle. And if you look at the butterfly there, and I know for a fact you won't see it because I can barely see with my eyes, you'll see a small port there. It's the size of a pin. That's your idle right there. So that circuit goes through that little hole. It starts off there, goes past here, and it comes out there. Now there's a clip right there, and I do believe there's a jet inside there. I'm going to take this little clip off, that one right there, and then there should be something on the bottom here, but I'm going to take this top plate off here first and get a better look at it. Again, these ports are so small, it takes almost next to nothing to plug them, whether it's varnish or some kind of obstruction. It could be a piece of dirt, it could be a little piece of sand, because I use this in the desert. If you look at the bottom of here, there's sand there, and I always try to put this up on something when I'm running it to keep it up off the ground, but sometimes just the wind blowing the sand around, you just can't get away from it. Of course, now that I have the trailer, I could leave it in the back of the trailer here, but I don't know if my cord's going to be long enough, but maybe. Anyways. So that's the one I'm talking about right there, that guy right there. So when you got the choke on, your air goes through that little port there, goes past this guy here, and it comes out. I'll open the butterfly up there. Look right there. Can you see that little wee hole there? So there's something between there and there that's blocking this off. I have some electronic contact cleaner here, which won't hurt this at all. I'm just going to clean off the top of the card before I start taking screws off. Okay guys, so that's nice and clean now. So that screw right there I'm going to take off, and there should be a jet underneath there. And basically what it probably is just a plastic cap. Like a... I'm no mechanic, guys. But I haven't messed around with engines long enough. Sorry, I'm probably not doing a very good job of putting you guys where you need to be. Okay, I think that's all it is. A little plastic port. There's right there, guys. And from the naked eye, it looks like there's something inside that thing. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know, guys, again, I'm sorry, but there's a hole going straight through this way towards you and me. I'm going to block off one side, and it's got to come out that end, right there. But I'm just going to take my cleaner back out there, whoop, and see if I don't see something coming out of there. It is the size of a hair. Do I have anything that I can put down through there? Extremely small. Yes, that'll work. That'll work, guys. So, don't lose this. So this little jet here, it's got two little O-rings on it. But the hole in there is so small, but guess what I got? Yes, good old trusty copper wire. The copper won't scratch it. It's made out of brass, so the copper won't scratch it. You don't want to use something like mechanics wire or something like that, because all you're going to do is scratch it. So I'm just going to take some strands of copper, i.e. one strand. That would be the perfect thing right there. Here we go. God, I wish I had my 20-year-old eyes back. So, just a little copper wire there. I'm hoping that's going to go through that port. And it's even too big to go through there. Wow, I really thought that would have went through there. My flashlight. Okay, I can't see any light there, and that copper wire is not going through that little port. Wow, I can't even tell you how small that little hole is in the end there. I shot my flashlight. Through the side here, thinking from the top looking down I'd be able to see it. I did not see anything, so I'm thinking there's something in there. This copper wire possibly is the right diameter, but it just can't go through because there's something stuck there. Okay, I can't put that through, so I'm going to try to find an even thinner piece of wire. Even thinner than that, wow. Alright guys, I couldn't find anything small enough to go through there, but I used a can of compressed air. I forgot I had some, and I was able to turn this towards the light, like that port that goes right through, and with my magnifying glass from the top looking down, I can actually see the sunshine. So yeah, that little wee piece of copper I had was still too big to go through that orifice, but I could see daylight, so that's good at that side. Let's take a look in here. my air. So you can always tell, see there's two ports here, guys, there and there. You can always tell which one's being used because of one thing where I took that out, but if you look at the side of the carb, you can actually see the indent where it went through. There's nothing on this side. So that's how you know which side that the idle circuit is actually being used. It's on this one here. So by putting the air through there, I'm good that way. This one's a little bit tougher to test. So I know this is good, guys, so I'm going to put this guy back in here again. Put the retaining clip back on top. Sorry about the plastic noise from my windshield, guys. She's a little windy today, but it's also very warm, so that's why I got the back door open. Okay. I can feel the air coming right through, which is good. I'm going to take some of my electronic contact cleaner, and I suppose that ain't going to fit on that one, is it? Nope. Okay. Well, I can feel it coming through there. Can't, as far as the eye can see, which isn't much. I can't see anything on that port at all. And I was good across there, and I could see light through the bottom of that little pilot there. So I'm going to say that is it. So, well, guys, hopefully this fixes it. And to be honest, it's not like it was a really big pain, because every time I went to use it, I was drawing a load. So it would smoothen it out, right? It was just that if I went to eco mode and there was nothing really running, it would surge. But 90% of the time when I actually used the generator, I actually had it plugged in, and you know my inverter, it draws 15 amps when it's put 90 amps of DC onto the battery. So it was always 99% of the time it's under a load anyways. But it was just one of those things in the back of my mind. It was just bugging me, going, why? And obviously it ran perfect for everything else, so I knew it had something to do with the idle circuit. I can actually squeeze out my fingers, I think. Yep, get it over top. Okay, you're back on, you're back on. Okay, Gage, how we looking there, bud? That's on, the governor's on, that's all tightened up, the choke is on. I guess I should have actually tried the choke before I put this thing on. Seems to be working fine. Okay, I think I can bolt this thing back together. I had to dig basically the frame, like move the whole thing over like that to be able to pull the carb off. So now I can put her back and start mounting the, putting the bolt. One thing I noticed is there's no fuel filter on this thing. So from the tank over here to the shut off here, there's a hose. So off the tank, I'm going to put a fuel filter and then hook that hose onto it that goes to the shut off here. Everything should have a fuel filter. I'll never forget, my dad and I, we had an old Ford garden tractor. You know the old style ones where your motor was part of the frame? I think it was like a T12 or something. It was like a big cast iron lawnmower. I don't even know, I was pretty young at the time, what we did on it. But we had a coffee can, and there was like 15 bolts left over. And I said to Dad, where do these go? And he just kind of laughed. But you know what? That thing ran for 15 years afterwards and nothing ever fell off. So I have no idea. I'll never forget that though. Every time I always think about bolts and stuff like that, I always think of that Ford garden tractor that we, hey you, get back here. That we took apart and we had all these bolts left over. Made me giggle. If the women don't find you handy, no. Sorry, Red. The women don't find you handsome, they better find you handy. love that show. God, he's got to be getting up there. I think he's still alive, Red Green. God, I hope I didn't forget to put something on that carburetor. That would suck. Yeah, I have no doubt the reason why these idle circuits sometimes give problems because those ports and that little that little pilot there, it was so small. Wow. Like even that little one strand piece of copper wouldn't go through it. And when I left Jared, you saw when I did all the fluids on my truck, like all the fluids and everything like that. Even before I left, I changed the oil in the truck again. Only had like 2,400 kilometers on it, but I changed the oil anyways because I said, here, I'm on this pit and it's too damn easy to change it there. I also did this thing at the same time. So I have never even used it since I changed the oil in it, to be honest. If you watch when I was back home, I went to the tractor pull, and then I went to a Rowe's outdoor concert, and that's actually where I used it. A buddy of mine, Matt, his batteries were low in his trailer, and so we used this thing, and that's when I found out it was surging. But as soon as I took it off high idle, we put load on. I actually it was in the middle of summertime. I actually took because his didn't use that much load to charge his batteries. I had a little 1500 watt heater. I actually put the 1500 watt heater on this thing as I was charging his batteries. Thing purred like a kitten. So that's why I knew right away that it had to do with the idle circuit. Oh, I'm gonna put the side cover back on. Might as well put you back on. We're running out of screws. That's a good sign. It's the first time I've ever had this thing taken apart like this. Obviously, I've had this side off quite a bit, like changing oil and when I change the spark plug and stuff like that, but I've never had the side panels and opened her up like this before. Well, I've never had the carb off before. And if the thing don't idle well, I don't care. She's going back in the truck. That's enough for one day. Baby wife, why not? There we go. Look at that, all nice and pretty. So like I said before, I'm just using the fast drying, high dielectric strength, safe on plastic, no residue, just some electronic cleaner. So that won't hurt anything. 4 screws left. That's good because the screws are in the other cover, so we got them all back together. So it says 2,500 watts. It's actually 2,500 starting. Like people, you know, every time, you know, I ask them what size generator they got, oh, it's a 5,000 or whatever. I said, well, yeah, I said, they're always going to try to brag about the sizes. What's the continuous? A lot of people say, I have no idea. Well, even on this one, it says 2,500, but it doesn't say anything about continuous. That's what you want. So that mine says, sorry, I guess I should have finished the story. So this says 2,500 watts, but that says starting, and it's 1850 continuous. So I tell people it's an 1,800 watt generator. When I change the oil at Jared's, I clean this thing off too. Put fresh oil on it. That, like that. Let's just take a look at the oil anyway, just because. Right up. Yep. All right. No bolts left over. Good time. How much confidence do I have to put this thing all back together without trying it first? Like I said, if it don't work, she's going back in the truck. I'll worry about it another day. So far, the Arizona sun's been kind to me. My solar panels are able to keep up with my electrical draw, which is pretty decent. I use it to heat up my hot water tank, so I use my inverter and my batteries to heat up my hot water tank, which is 135 amps on DC, and I usually run it for so what I do is I don't actually wait for the water to totally heat up, because what happens then is when you're using your shower, you have to turn the cold water on, and it's a continuous gain between the hot and cold water, so you're losing water all the time. I found out that in this kind of ambient temperature, if I leave it on for 19 minutes, plus or minus a minute, all I have to use is the hot water tap. So then all I just use is the hot water on, and then I turn the hot water tap off, and then turn the hot water tap on again, because it's a military shower. And then I don't have to worry about mixing with cold water. And then I'm not wasted water, because half the time you put the hot water on, it's like it's a little too hot, and then you turn the cold on, and it's now it's too cold. And by the time you actually get under the water, you keep mixing it. Here I just turn the hot on, and as soon as I feel it, I'm under the water. 5 seconds later, she goes off. Soap, rinse, do that twice. I'm out of the shower in 6 minutes. So that's what I do anyway. So I found that around 19 minutes, I set my phone to 19 minutes, and then she's absolutely perfect for a shower. Saves on water. Okay, where did I put the cap there for the spark plug? Well, not the cap, but the cover. Where would you have put it, Jage? Oh, there it is, right there. All right. Drum roll. I have no idea. No idea. All right. Gosh, I hope I. Yeah, I did put the fuel line back on. Sure, I did. Okay, choke. Vent on. Here we go. Oh my God! First pull. Guys, that's idle. Listen to it. Huh? Uh-oh. Did I speak too soon? Sounds like she's surging a little bit. Could be because it's getting fuel too. But oh, that is 10 times better, guys. 10 times better. I'm going to take it off eco so it'll rev up. Oh, listen to that purr. And recording, right? Oh yeah. Listen to that. Put it back on eco. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Fixed it. Okay. Turn the fuel off. That's something I always did too. Every time I was done with the generator, I never actually left fuel in the bowl. I turn it to off, and then I just wait for it to die. So on my list there, that's something I definitely am going to put on my list as a fuel filter for this thing. Listen to that purr. Perfect. Okay, girl, let's go. Time to go to bed. Oh, here she goes. Come on. Time to go to bed. Boy, you don't want to give up, do you? And off. Perfect. All right, guys. I know for most of you that wasn't very exciting, but for some other people that, like I said, if your generator starts surging like that on idle, 99.9% of the time, it has nothing to do with spark plug or fuel or anything like that. It's that idle circuit, and because the orifice is so tiny, right? You're idling. it takes almost next to nothing to plug that up. I notice there's no filter on that thing, so I will be getting a filter. And I'm always really careful, but I mean, it just takes a little bit of dust, a little bit of dirt, and that orifice is plugged. So if that's what happens to you, and it's surging when it's idling, then take the car apart. Takes a couple minutes. It's not a big deal, and you'll fix it. She is not nice in the desert today, boys and girls. I had to close all the awnings, and I put the flags down on the side-by-side and got everything all locked up because the wind is blowing like crazy. Whoop. Okay, that's not gonna work. Sorry guys, I got stuff blowing here. Okay, I'm gonna have to take care of some stuff anyways. Yeah, look at that. I wouldn't want to be on the side-by-side in the mountains right now. This stuff will be okay on this side because the wind's coming from the opposite direction. It's coming from that side of the trailer. If you remember when I came in here, the road's out there, I said if the wind's going this way, it'll 90% of the time still go in the same direction, which it is, except it's not a breeze anymore, it's wind. All right. Well guys, it's not getting any better, and I'll tell you, because the wind, like I said, so the road's over there, like I said before, the wind's coming from this direction. I actually came out and put my jacks down. So what I do is I lower them to the ground, and I just do each one at a time, so I can just hear a little bit of resistance, and then I'll hit the up button for like, you know, I watch my wheel well, and as soon as it goes up a half an inch, I stop. There's no pressure on my tie down because I'm not lifting the camper off the bed. I'm just taking some weight off the leaf springs. Therefore, I'm putting some on the camper, and now she's rock solid. And I just noticed right now there's a car over there. But yeah, it is windy. It is not good. Whew. Can you guys hear that weather out there? It's absolutely crazy. Just a quick update before I let you guys go. I know this is a long video, so I'm on day 4 right now, and doing good. No issues at all. Yeah, I mean, obviously you're going to have your grumbles and you're going to have this craving to grab something to eat, but other than that, no big issues at all. But anyways, gosh, my gosh, that is windy out there. It made a huge difference by me putting my jack. Oh, great. Oh no, we got a power outage. Oh, it's pitch black out there. Okay guys, listen, I gotta let you go. I gotta get some candles lit in here. Anyways guys, I want to say as always guys, but be good, be kind, be careful. We hope to see you down the road. Bye-bye.
I think it's time for me to go.